Oh man, how's it going? How's it going? It's a interesting Tuesday for sure. Not one I really expected, but here we are. I think this is a bad move on the Republicans, but oh well. U.S. House ousts Kevin McCarthy as leader in historic vote, according to Ground.News. The U.S. House of Representatives facing a leadership challenge as Republicans vote on removing Speaker Kevin McCarthy from his position. This historic vote marks the first time that a House lawmakers would remove their leader. Challenges arise to McCarthy's reliance on Democratic votes to pass temporary funding measures, which has angered far-right Republicans like Matt Gaetz. McCarthy supporters argue that he has successfully limited spending and advanced conservative priorities despite Democratic control. The leadership fight with the Republican Party threatens to plunge Congress into chaos as McCarthy Party controls a narrow majority and no clear successor has emerged. The outcome of the vote remains uncertain, but it could have significant consequences for the party unity and future. Because, the Democrats are going to use this. Let's hear McCarthy ousted as the speaker, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Kevin McCarthy made history Tuesday, becoming the first Speaker of the House of Representatives to be ousted by a floor vote with the help of members of his own party. 8 Republicans, Andy Briggs, Arizona, Ken Buck of Colorado, Tim Burton of Tennessee, Eli Crane of Arizona, Matt Gaetz of Florida, Bob Good of Virginia, Nancy Mace of South Carolina, Matt Rosendale of Montana, banded together unite with Democrats conference to declare the office of the Speaker to vacate by the vote of 2016 to 2010, removing McCarthy, Republican California, from power and thrusting the chamber into chaos as it faced a grinding process to pick its replacement. This prospect of revolt against McCarthy 58 had been dangled for several months by Gaetz, his chief Republican antagonist, Gaetz, 41, finally went ahead with the motion to vacate Monday night after a weekend of stewing over the Speaker's decision to call a stopgap spending bill to avoid a partial government shutdown and rely on Democratic votes to get the measure through. If 5 Republicans go with Democrats, I'm out, McCarthy told reporters Tuesday morning before predicting, I'm confident I'll hold. I guess that didn't age too well. Let's hear. But the California demise became a matter of time when the motion of the block Gaetz' effort failed 2018 to 2008. Reps Warren Davidson, Republican Ohio, Corey Mills, Republican Florida, and Victoria Spartz, Republican Indiana, voted against the motion to table it, but to keep McCarthy in place. However, with only 426 members casting the votes, McCarthy needed 214 supporters to keep his speakership. The failed motion to table triggered a 1-hour debate between McCarthy supporters and opponents in the Republican Party, with the latter group debating from the Democratic side of the House floor. We need a speaker who would fight for anything besides staying or becoming speaker, declared Good, who assails McCarthy for both the debt limit he reached with Biden administration earlier this year and maneuvering to avoid a shutdown. We need a speaker, ideally someone who doesn't want to be speaker and who hasn't pursued that at all costs his entire life, who would meet the moment and will do everything possible for the fight for the country. And McCarthy Alley House Rules Committee Chairman Tom Cole, Republican from Oklahoma, followed Good with an impassionate defense for the former speaker. This is a very sad day, and certainly a day I never expected to live through, Cole bemoaned. The overwhelming majority of my party supports the speaker that we elected. We're proud of the leadership he's shown," and continued. "There's a second group, a small group. Honestly, they will be plunged into this body into chaos." Gates later fired back at Cole, claiming that this inaction of the nation's financial woes that was plunging the United States into dire straits. The thing that we have common is Kevin McCarthy said something to us all at one point or another that he really didn't need or never intended to live up to, Gates jabbed. See, how much longer? Is not too much longer. Let's see here. House Republicans Conference Chair Elsie Stefanik, Republican from New York, takes through many of our overtures McCarthy has made to members of conference during his tenure. Now more than ever, the Republicans must unite for the stakes are too high. We need to save our country, which is why this conference is strongly support Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House, she proclaimed. I would just say if this House of Representatives exceeded all expectations, then we definitely need to have higher expectations. Gates shot back afterwards. The sternest rebuke from Gates came up from Representative Garrett Graves, Republican Louisiana, pretty sure that was LA, a chief negotiator of the debt ceiling, flapped, who admonished the Floridian for fundraising after the debate. All suddenly, my phone keeps sending text messages saying, "Hey, give me my money. I filed a motion to vacate using official actions to raise money." Gav's fume. "It's disgusting. It's disgusting about Washington," he added. Throughout his remark, Gates often peppered with audio moans and boos, and at one point urging his colleagues to boo all you want. The GOP rebels, who were bolstered by the Democrat leadership, who announced hours before the vote they had no interest of keeping McCarthy in control of the gavel because McCarthy is a Republican and they were a Democrat. If the roles were reversed and Nancy was Speaker of the House and the Democrats wanted to vote to remove her, all the Republicans will probably vote to remove her. A motion to vacate has never been successfully deployed in the House before and only has been attempted once in 1910 against Speaker Joseph Cannon, Republican of Illinois. The McCarthy speakership has always been on shaky ground after the House needed 4 days and 15 ballots to elect him in the post back in January. Since then, he has struggled to steer the bitterly divided Republican caucus through multiple showdowns with the Democrats on the debt ceiling and government spending. Ahead of the vote, McCarthy insisted that he would not offer any concessions to the House Democrats in exchange for their support, telling reporters that we're in the majority, you don't surrender. It is a developing story. Refresh the page for more updates. Oh yeah, this is the New York Post. Published October the 3rd, 2023 at 4:39 p.m. Eastern Time by Ryan King. See here, Taco Bell employee hospital. Oh, I'm kind of curious about that. Let's see here. Sooner or later, the GOP needs to confront the problem whether they represent their votes or their voters or their donors, just like the Democrats chose the socialist wing over moderate blue dog Democrats. The country club Unity Party reps will need to be primaried out and clarified for the GOP positions. Apparently, there's only 8 principal Republicans in Congress. Well, actually, there's Rand Paul. See, your Gates is a career politician who father and grandfather were also politicians, and he's from Florida. He's the ultimate definition of the swamp. Has zero to do with Gates. Gates doesn't get the job done. The other 400 plus House representatives get to vote. Okay, McCarthy. Let's see here. The Gang of Eight pretty much helped the Dems make the GOP look like a mess. It is. Hope you're happy. Things will get much worse. All for a 45-day stopgap. I mean, it's not just a 40-day stopgap at all. I mean, it's these people were just not happy with McCarthy and his concessions to the Democratic Party. So it's not just about this. This was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Let's see here. In the end, none of them will get what they want. All Gates was doing is working for the Democrats. Gates will get thrown out of Congress at the end. McCarthy pals will make a motion to expel Gates, and the Democrats will happily vote for it. Gates is toast. Let's see here. He can't get expelled. He was elected. They won't throw out the fire alarm Democrat. They won't throw him out. I mean, it's definitely a possibility that Gates gets expelled. Even Gates only represents his donors. You think this guy on TV all the time went into this because they care about you? They want to be celebrities. They want to be lucrative speaking gigs. They want big checks from Koch and Thiel or whatever billionaire backing them. Money is what it's all about at the end, which I agree. Let's see, there's no longer a socialist wing in that party. It's full-blown socialism. Most of what a great day, but still an uphill task to get Congress to do the work for the people. Just a taxpayer tired of the BS. I don't know what it's going to take. Let's see here. You may have noticed that the Senate is controlled by the Democrats. You may have noticed the opponents of the Democrat. An uphill task to get Congress to do the work of the people. You realize Congress includes the Senate. You think now that they're going to do the work for the people, uphill battle? Christ, wake up. How? You know, I have this theory that coming into the elections, we just stop electing people based off of party. We stop electing people that have eyes, which means that they're the incumbent next to their names. We just vote for someone else. And soon as our government, or as soon as those politicians get tired of being one-term representatives or one-term candidates, they would go to the people and ask, what is it going to take for me to be a two-term candidate? And maybe that they could do their promises, keep their promises. And this goes for both parties or independents. I think if we have enough one-term candidates, they'll get the message that we are in control. With that being said, that is my video for today. I think Matt Gaetz did a mistake. I think this benefits Democrats more than the GOP. I think the GOP took a big L today, but that's just my opinion. But I understand that there's sentiments against Kevin McCarthy, that he wasn't being the speaker that they voted for. So I understand that. That being said, that is my video for today. Have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.